Hey guys, welcome back to Code Streak Daily. In today's video, we're gonna solve the problem of the day of Geeks for Geeks, and it's of 23rd October. So here we have the problem: find the sum of last n nodes of the linked list. So it's gonna be a good problem to solve for today. It's an easy problem. So let's see the description here. We have a single linked list. Calculate the sum of last n nodes. It is guaranteed that n is less than or equals to number of nodes. Okay, here we have a linked list 5, 9, 6, 3, 4, 10, and n equals to 3. So the output is 17. The explanation is the sum of the last three nodes in the linked list are 3, 4, and 10. The sum equals to 17. We have another example, linked list with 1 and 2. We have n equals to 2, so the sum of these two will be 3. Okay, so here we have the class node, and there is a function in it defined with that self data equals to data, and self dot next is none. In the data part, value is stored. So we do have another class solution. We have a function defined sum of last n nodes with the head and n are passed as parameters. Okay, so we need to find the sum of last n nodes. Okay, we don't need the starting nodes, we just need to find the last n nodes where n is an integer. So let's say if there are 10 nodes in the linked list, and if n equals to 5, that means we have to return the last 5 nodes sum. Okay, so it's going to be easy. So this problem actually helps us to understand how we are gonna traverse the linked list, how we are using the pointers from one position to another position to mark, and then how we are finding the sum of the linked list. Okay, so let's dive into the problem. Let's get into the very basic approach. That's it. We don't need to use very complex things to solve this problem. We just need some basics. That's it. If we know the basics of linked list and everything, we are very good to go to solve this problem. Okay, so for that I'm taking a variable called total equals to 0. Basically this variable I'm using because I want to know the length of the linked list, how many nodes are there in the linked list, and I'm also taking a temporary variable temp and initializing it to head. Okay, so I'm taking a while loop, while temp. What I'm doing, I'm just incrementing total by 1, and temp equals to temp dot next. So this while loop allows us to traverse until the end of the linked list, and this incrementing value of total lets us know that how many nodes are there in the linked list. So basically this loop will give us the total length of the linked list. Okay, so after getting the total length of the linked list, we have to find the sum of last n nodes. That means we have to remove the starting x nodes to get the last nodes. Okay, for that I'm taking another variable required req equals to total minus n. Okay, this allows us to get the how many nodes we have to skip to reach the last n nodes. Okay, then I'm just initializing again total to 0. Then I'm taking another variable current and initializing it to none, and I'm taking a variable count equals to 0. So now we have to move the pointer current until the nth node. Okay, so you see here, here we have 6 nodes, 5, 9, 6, 3, 4, and 10. Basically our head points to the first node 5. Okay, but here n equals to 3. That means we have to get the last 3 nodes only. The sum of the last 3 nodes is required. Okay, so by using this loop, we have known how many nodes are there in the linked list. This line, this piece of code, what does it give? How many nodes we have to skip to reach this node 3. Okay, so I'm initializing again total to 0. I'm initializing current to none and taking count equals to 0. Okay, so now what we have to do? We have to skip these nodes, the first 3 nodes, to reach this node. Okay, for that we need a while loop. Okay, what I'm doing, while count is less than or equals to required. In this case, what I'm doing, I'm making current equals to head and head equals to head dot next. So when the loop runs first, okay, we also need to increment the count value. Okay, so when the loop runs first, the count is equals to 0. So let us assume that here we have the length of this linked list is 6. So uh, here what I'm doing, here we will get the total equals to 6 initially, then we will get the required equals to 6 minus 3 equals to 3. Now as we got the required equals to 3, that means we have to skip 3 nodes to reach the last 3 nodes. Okay, now what we are doing here, we are checking whether the count is less than or equal to requirement. Here what is the value of count? 0. 0 is less than 6. Okay, true. What we are doing here, current equals to head. Initially head is pointing to 5, so now current will also point to 5, and then we are moving the head to the next node, that is 9. Then we are incrementing count by 1. So we'll check again whether 1 is less than or equals to 3. Yes, it is. Then what we are doing, again we are moving the current to this node and moving head to this node. Again the loop run, again we are incrementing the count value. Now the count value is 2. Is 2 less than or equals to 3? Yes. So again we are initializing current. Now current will be here, head will be here, count will be incremented, count will be 3. Whether 3 is less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is. So we will be finding here. Again the count is incremented. Now the count will be 4. So when count is 4, is 4 less than or equals to 3? No. So the loop stops here. That means we have reached this point. As we have reached this point, now we have to find the sum of nodes starting from this point until the end. So this is how our code is working now. Okay, as we have reached until this node, now what we have to do, we have to find the sum of the last n nodes. So for that I am doing while current total equals to current dot data plus the total value. That's it. Then again what we have to do, we have to move the current pointer to the next node. Then again we have to return total value. That's it. So I'll explain you again. Here I'm taking a variable called total and initializing it to 0. This variable, what does it give? The length of the linked list. Okay. So I'm initializing temporary variable to head. This loop, what the task of this loop is to know the length of the linked list. We use the required variable to know how many nodes we have to skip to reach the last 10 node. Okay. Then again I am initializing the total equals to 0 and taking a current variable to none and taking another variable count equals to 0. In this loop what I am doing, I am moving the current pointer to the point where we have to skip the first x nodes to reach the last n nodes. Then we will be here. What I am doing here, I am just taking the sum of the last n nodes, while current total will be equals to current dot data plus total, and then I'm just incrementing, I'm just moving the current pointer to the next node, then I'm just returning the total value. Okay, so now let's run this code and check. Okay, our output is working good. Now let me submit the code and check. Yes, we have 100% accuracy and the total time taken is just 0.57 seconds. That's it. So this is how we will be solving the today's problem of Geeks for Geeks. It is very easy problem. It's just a basic problem. We need some basic idea about the data structures and linked list and how to use the pointers and everything. So if we know these concepts, we will be good to go to solve this problem in a very easy manner. I hope this explanation is useful to solve this problem, and if you have any questions, please do put that in the comments of this video. I'll surely check on that. And if you also have any other approach which you feel is easy and better than mine, Please do put that in the comments as well. I'll surely check and reply for that. And please do subscribe CodeStick Daily for daily coding problems and Geeks for Geeks problem of the day, and as well as lead code daily stick problems. Okay, until then, keep sticking, guys.